We are hearing from Tom Paracello that my man's in Cincy, Trey Hendrickson, will be reporting to training camp today. And on another topic, we're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. Is Kevin O'Connell enough to have belief in the Minnesota Vikings this season? And Brown's owner comes out and say that the GM, Andrew Berry, made the decision when it came to Shador Sanders. A lot to talk about on today's episode, but y'all already know before we get to it, you gotta hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by Steve-O. So if y'all tuned in, locked in, and love talking football, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Steve-O, what's the word?
What's good? What's good? It's
Man,
almost that time.
hey, it's definitely almost that time. Just in another day, we're going to have a Hall of Fame game be played. It's not going to be what we expecting to see in the regular season, but hey, some football is better
Better
than
than
nothing.
none.
I'm telling you, I'm just going to watch for the sake of it. It ain't even my team that's going to be playing on Thursday night. But hey, today, Wednesday, my man Steve-O, Trey Hendrickson, according to Tom Paracello, is going to be reporting to Cincinnati Bengals training camp with the hopes that a deal will be done soon. We understood what has transpired this entire offseason, what has been promised to him over the last two seasons, nothing still being done. And my man's is reportedly wanting multiple years of guaranteed money, and they can kind of leave off the third year, but he want at least 2 years of guaranteed money. After hearing that, with no deal still being done, how you feel about Trey Hendrickson showing up to camp today?
Well, we know he was a professional, so he wasn't gonna stick around the whole damn camp unless he would. He has a bit shown the personality of being a person that's just gonna completely hold out. Eventually, he gonna come to work and do what he has to do. He's the utmost when it comes to professionalism at that position. So I'm not shocked that this is something he's done. Like this ain't his first contract dispute, and he's gone back to camp in previous years. So I wasn't expecting him to be gone for now, but I think he's definitely going into looking in now. This the last motherfucking stand because what we doing? Because I would kindly turn my ass right back home and take my ass right back to Florida. Because if you don't got this number right, you know the number, you know what I ain't budging on, you know what I've talked to you on. There's been numerous reports said that he's been willing to take lesser money due to what he's been doing. But at the end of the day, it still ain't around the number that he wants. So if you ain't around, I feel like don't even waste the time. Don't waste no time. Don't even play around with it. If you know he coming in, come in knowing this is most likely the deal he's gonna take. If it ain't the most likely deal you're gonna take, you just causing motherfucking problems that you already have in your organization.
I agree with you, bro. I think that is one of those things to where you look at it and you just say, hey, you need this guy. It's no if, ands, or buts about it. You need Trey Hendrickson on your team because your defense is a huge question mark. You just recently got your number one overall pick in this year's draft and Shamar Stewart signed, which was a good thing. But now you need a veteran who has shown that he can produce and has shown that he is a valuable piece to this Cincinnati Bengals team. So you got to make sure now that he's showing up to training camp that he is rewarded for what he has done in years past. I understand that he's up there in age. I understand that you may have some reservations if he's going to be able to fit the bill. But I got one question to the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincinnati Bengals only. What else do you got? It's just really that
Nothing.
simple. What else do you got? And I understand that you're gonna be paying a hefty price, but Joe Burrow does not deserve this. And you damn sure better believe Trey Hendrickson, with the production that he has put up, he does not deserve this either. So y'all gotta get my man's paid. Otherwise, in what you said, Steve-O, he can turn that damn car right back on down to Florida. For real. Because that is ridiculous.
It is, especially like you said. What else do you have left? I mean, your rookie situation still not resolved, and outside of that, you ain't got nobody else but your second and third string, and that damn sure ain't getting nothing done. So yeah, like it's really a make or break move at this point. If your defense gonna be anything, you better get this deal done because if it don't, I don't like I said, you still ain't got you got like shit. This motherfucker talking about he might go back to Texas A&M. So like I don't know, bro.
At one point, Shamar Stewart was definitely bringing that up because if he wasn't signed, he had the options to sit out the entire year and re-enter the draft in 2026, which I couldn't believe. I was like, oh my God, that is crazy. Instead of trading him or allowing him to just simply be released by the team, he could just simply re-enter the draft and be drafted again. That is crazy work. Steve-O, I think we both agree that when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals and understanding that you fired the last defensive coordinator, bring in a new defensive coordinator, you need all hands on deck. I think that you got to have all your important players on this field to learn the system, get acclimated, be able to get in football shape because working out at the gym is a different thing than actually participating on an actual football field. And I know for a fact you're going to agree with this. Ain't no way in hell does the Cincinnati Bengals want to see Joe Burrow put up damn near 5,000 yards and constantly lose games
And Lou, man,
lost to like against the Baltimore Ravens last year. 41-38. You mean to tell me Joe Burrow put up 38 points, you still lost. Versus the Washington Commanders. They put up 33 points, they still lost 38-33. Come on, bro. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all need all hands on deck because you cannot have Joe Burrow not into the playoffs for 3 consecutive seasons. That is absurd, bro.
especially at his talent, especially at what he been doing the last few years. Like you said, like you look at some of these damn numbers he's putting up 30, 24 one week, 30 this week, fucking 38 in a loss in that week, 34 in a loss, 40. He had to put up, this motherfucker had to put up 41 points just to beat the damn Raiders.
Bro, what? It's ridiculous.
That
It's
shit is wild.
ridiculous. So they need to get their stuff together, and I think that they really need to make sure that this ship is ready to go. And we hearing that the coaching staff is gonna play the starters a little bit more this preseason than they have done in the past, which is I believe is a good thing because ain't no way that you constantly starting the season off 1-3 and 0 in this and just simply not keeping pace with the leagues where you got to fight and claw just to get into the playoffs or even have a chance to get in the playoffs and then having to depend on other teams. So I think that's a very important aspect. Obviously, you want to protect your number ones and you want to make
Mhm.
sure Joe Burrow is good to go within the regular season, but you at least got to get these guys a couple series in a couple games in this preseason, especially preseason game 1 and 2.
Yeah, just to see what you got. Just to see something you could depend on, something you could look in. Oh, I got something I could work with or something.
For sure. But hey, y'all let us know how y'all feeling about that when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals and Trey Hendrickson now looking like he about to go ahead and attend camp. Steve-O, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings, bro. The Minnesota Vikings, I think there's a divide amongst NFL fans. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of Minnesota Viking fans that are believing, in Kevin O'Connell. And I believe he's a hell of a coach. I'm not even going to sit there and hold you. I believe he's a hell of a coach. The man had an astronaut quarterback for him, for God's sake. We seen Nick Mullins. We seen Josh Dobbs. We seen Kirk Cousins. He just got fucking Sam Darnold paid over $100 million. So, but my question is Kevin O'Connell enough to have a strong belief in the Minnesota Vikings this season, in your opinion?
I mean, based off his track record, yeah, but I just think like out of everybody he done got at the quarterback position, this one gonna be a little bit different, and it's gonna be a little bit of a more attention to detail and hell of a lot more patience because me personally, this is my thing. We all know he came from Michigan, and you all know he ran a pro style offense. That motherfucker can pass it all in that offense.
Facts.
So the fact that we know like literally in any other scenario, he not getting drafted, and he definitely not getting drafted in the first round. So when he got drafted the first, and when he got drafted, period, we was like, oh, y'all really
Right.
like this dude. Oh, y'all really think y'all can turn this dude into something? But it's gonna be a hell of a lot of turning, cause like I mean, I'm not even gonna talk about the struggles he's having in training camp because he's gonna have struggles in training camp. But the thing is, it's already like the fact that he was at a pro style gave him an advantage. He was, if I'm not mistaken, 3 year starter at
I believe
Michigan,
so.
or at least 2 year, at least 2 years. So you didn't have the advantage to get adjusted to the pro style for the NFL, and it's still you still a pedestrian in your senior year.
Mm.
So like I just knew the jump was going the jump for him to be successful in his first year as a starter was going to be significant. It would have to be significant because reading the field is a problem. Accuracy is a problem. Mechanic work is an issue. Footwork is an issue. Like when I tell you, like the only thing he got is he's an athlete, and you're gonna see a lot of that shit he's depending on. So you're gonna see a lot of bailed out the pockets more than necessary. You're gonna see him looking at ghosts. You're gonna see him running, taking unnecessary hits. I don't think he know not as I know has a fumbling issue, but you know them hits a little
Oh yeah.
different in the league. So as like he got the perfect. I would say this. He got the perfect coach for him to possibly
Yep.
have a successful season, or for them to somewhat have a successful season. But is it likely? I don't know. I don't think so. If it was any other quarterback, maybe, but it's just the learning curve, especially from him, and he had the advantage, and he still looked like he got a long ways to go. Yeah, I don't know. I think Kevin it's gonna be a long project with this one.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to go. Because on one point I'll be like, hey, I want to root for my guy from Michigan. Because if you don't know, I'm a Michigan fan from, you know what I'm saying, that rep Big Blue. But I seen many examples to where he's capable to make certain throws, to where he's capable to do certain things, but then you have to dig deeper and you have to pick within the trees and look further back and dig deep and look in between the weeds and pretty much say, if Jim Harbaugh believed that this was a, a quarterback that was very, very capable of throwing the ball downfield without causing any turnovers, you don't see too many games to where there is a heavy emphasis on the run game against team
In
like
college.
Nebraska. Like what?
Let alone just in college.
Yeah,
Period.
and I think that like yeah, you want to have your style of play because styles make fights, and you want to go out there and say we gonna hit a team in the mouth by running the ball and playing tough defense. But then I think there comes a way to where you just want to build confidence within your team and say these motherfuckers trash. Let's run it up. It was not too many instances to where Jim Harbaugh said, "Hey, we finna go for 50 tonight." Just by you throwing the
Mm-mm.
ball. Like wasn't too many of those instances. So those speaks volumes to me. And then when you talk about coming off a knee injury, and then you talking about one of your teammates in Justin Jefferson, who is up there when it comes to either one or two, however y'all gonna pick them for the best wide receivers, already doing crowd control. He already doing crowd control, telling everybody, hey, he pretty much a rookie, which me and Steve-O has already said this off season. And it brings a little bit of reservation into believing that Kevin O'Connell can do this for JJ McCarthy like he did for those other quarterbacks, simply because Nick Mullins, when he got him, He wasn't a rookie. Josh Dobbs wasn't a rookie.
Wasn't
Kirk
a rookie.
Cousins wasn't a rookie. Sam Darnold
Far
wasn't
from
a
it.
rookie. So it's one of those things to where you absolutely have to look at the situation and say yes. To
Yeah.
your point, Steve-O, Kevin O'Connell was the perfect coach for him, but it's how fast can JJ McCarthy keep up as well.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, when you broke it down, this is his first time with a young
Yeah,
quarterback, like as that's under his tutelage as a
yeah.
head coach. So, like now that I think about it, I won't say he's the perfect coach because you would have to have some experience under your belt for me to say you a perfect coach. But I will say he's a good coach. I should
Okay.
say now he's a good coach because he has had some quarterbacks he's worked with in the past. But like I said, under as a head coach, this will be
I
his
think
first
that's
time.
fair too, but I think it's kind of like a whether we want to go good or perfect. I think that it still can fit somewhere in between those two, simply because Kevin O'Connor gonna scheme the shit out of his wide receivers open, and, and then
College
and
fucking
then
open.
when Kevin O'Connell doing his thing on the offense, Brian Flores, the maniac, is on the opposite side, finna send blitzes galore every single way to get you the ball back, so you can have another chance at driving down and putting up points. So I think he's gonna have a lot of opportunities to improve and get better. It's just that how fast can he improve and get better is the biggest question for me.
Mhm.
For
Agreed.
sure. But before we get up out of here, man, let's talk about my man's Jimmy Haslam. Browns owner pretty much coming out and saying that, hey, he never really poked his head into the draft room. It was Andrew Berry. Hey, Steve-O, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't those guys clap like that? I'm just saying, they really did the slow motion clap. The I ain't hey, they did the I didn't win, but I don't want to seem like a hater clap. That's what they
Mhm.
exactly did. But they saying that Andrew Berry pretty much went out there and made the decision to draft Shador Sanders. Do you have any thoughts on that before we roll out?
I mean, like I told you, he probably did. Hey, motherfucker, do y'all not see what the fuck they saying to the Steelers right now? Do you want them to be talking to us like they talking? They already killing because we got this little ass four little 11 ass little person as quarterback that been on 17 damn teams in college. They already mad at us there. Then they mad at us because we got a 40-year-old quarterback as well. Then we got two other quarterbacks in the back waiting to figure out what the fuck they job gonna do. So hey, if next they're gonna be calling us the hard R word. And I ain't talking about the one that we look like. I'm talking about the other one, the Hulk Hogan one. So unless you want to get ahead of that, I advise you go get this motherfucker right now in this at this fifth round before they get on our ass. And I just looked at if you go look up Andrew Berry, who's a 38-year-old man, that's he probably was like, yeah, I don't think y'all realize what the fuck they finna say about our ass if we don't make a move to get this man.
Hey, it was gonna be a lot of said. I was wondering what the hell was going on anyway, me personally, because the Steelers could have utilized his services. The Browns could have obviously
Saints.
utilized his services, and a couple other teams could have said, "Hey, we need reassurance. Let's go ahead and take a bite at the apple." And I think it's very, very important for the Cleveland Browns anyway to try to figure this entire situation out. Simply because when we first even started talking about this, while when he was drafted, we brought up the fact that you in 2026 have two first round picks to try to improve this team. And now you got four quarterbacks. We know Joe Flacco is old as hell, so that leaves us to three. We know Kenny Pickett is a backup. That leaves us to two. You're
Mm-hmm.
not a believer in Dylan Gabriel. So that leaves us to figure out with 17 games if Shador Sanders or Dylan Gabriel, according to the Browns, or at least in their minds, to figure out if one of these guys can be the quarterback of the future. And then in 2026, with two first round picks, we can like tremendously improve this team to make a playoff push see what a game record and Myles Garrett can help provide on a defense, and then see what position and skill positions we can add on the offense. They can't fuck around with this, bro. You ain't me personally. I think the idea is now when you think about it, it was actually a good idea to bring in all these damn quarterbacks, especially two rookies.
Yeah, they just did it in the
Yeah, they
wrong
did it
order.
weird, didn't they?
Just super weird.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We're gonna see what's happened.
No, bro, trying to convince me. He was a Heisman final.
I guess they ain't see him against Ohio State, bro. My bad.
Fuck Ohio State. That nigga was struggling against Wisconsin, nigga. That nigga. I ain't finna get into no diatribe.
If you ain't know, my man Steve-O is the resident Oregon fan over here.
And they was garbage. That's how I know that was a problem. I'm like, Wisconsin garbage, and we can't. And all this nigga was doing was throwing screen passes. Couldn't even do that.
That's sad, bro. But hey, that is it from us today, man. Steve-O, you got anything left, bro?
Can y'all Browns just announce the goddamn who? Y'all got Joe Flacco kids, like, nigga, is you the goddamn starter yet? Like, bro, everybody want to know. Y'all need to be the first when it's time to make a decision. Need to be one of the first goddamn organizations to announce who the damn starter is. I'm tired of
Preseason
y'all.
gonna be huge for the Browns. Preseason gonna be huge for the
Shit.
Browns. I seen Dylan Gabriel step up in the pocket, get close to the line of scrimmage, and just throw it right to a defender
In the back of their neck. Not even his helmet, right in the back of their fucking neck.
The scene that one and the other one where he threw it straight to the defender. Defender just had to move over like that. Oh, we gone. But hey, that is it from us today, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. Before y'all roll up out of here, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know how you feel about all topics discussed today. And yeah, let us know how y'all feeling, man. But that is it from us today, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always love football. And y'all already know we're gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Break